So, welcome to day 11. We are at the half point mark of our 21-day meditation, and there's something new we are discovering and learning about ourselves day on day basis. I want to acknowledge thanks to Savya for suggesting the theme for today's meditation, and it made a lot of sense. It wasn't part of my initial plan to include violence, but I think we have all been witness to a lot of violence when it comes to money. It could be violence which is, physical. You've seen fights happen, physical fights. You've seen a lot of emotional violence. You may have seen people trying to mentally control others, and that sort of a violence. You may have even witnessed the violence on in movies, and I think there also we don't really realize that the violence is having an impact on us. So I want you to start this kind of inquiry. What sort of violence have you been witness to regarding money? Could be a fight amongst family members, could be a property dispute, not necessarily your own immediate family, but could be a property dispute uh, with the government, with you've heard some other family members speak about it. So, does any particular incident of violence come to your mind with regard to money? Just let that kind of surface. Yes, Irene, unmute yourself. That red button there, click on it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Once I know my sister-in-law she asked us to come, and she said that we will share out and give you a small room in the same place. And so we went. And when we went, they just refused it again. Okay. And the elder two sisters said that we are married and we have no say in it. But yet they were sitting there and siding their younger brother. And he just refused to give it to us, saying that only when the younger one who is abroad will say, then only I'll give. And she only was the one who had actually asked us to go. Now, the whole thing was there was a heated argument, and finally we left without anything. But then from that day, this man refused. I mean, he used to talk to us, but not in the way that we wanted. Like we said,
Yeah.
okay, fine, you don't want to give it, you don't give it. But
Mm-hmm.
then till today, it is like this only. But then I have just given it up. And another thing is that he refused. I mean, he used to always sit cross bench, talking to the sisters, but not to this brother. But it was his heart and soul. And yet, I mean, like that. I've just given up on it.
Okay.
So there were curses and everything, like, pronounced and also that I was so scared
Mm-hmm.
about it that I just came
Mm-hmm.
back. I said, no, nothing doing. I don't want. I can stay in my house. I don't want anything.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Anyone else has a story of violence? You don't have to share your story if you don't feel like it, but do you have a story to share? Do you have, do you recollect something? At least acknowledge that. can just, say, yeah, okay, I have this story of violence. I'm aware of this. Yes, Melvin.
Yeah, I've seen this fight between my mom and dad. Uh, a lot of verbal, mostly when I dad settled down in India and when he started his business and kind of stuff. So he used to spend a lot of money. And he used to earn a lot of money, but he used to spend. And mummy never liked that part of it. There used to always be fight. He used to say since he's earning, then he's got the right to spend and kind of stuff. But then there used to be a lot of negative atmosphere and all that kind of hostility and anger and as kids we used to be in that sense of fear mode.
Hmm.
And that used to be like two different parties, two enemies actually getting into. It was kind of sometimes it used to be physical also,
Hmm.
not very bad violence physically, but yeah, but verbal violence was
Yeah,
that was for a very long time.
yeah.
I think with
So,
that part of it, I have tried to keep away from
yeah,
anytime if there
yeah,
is anything like a money thing, keeping away with
yeah,
giving it up.
yeah. So you will notice that what you were sharing yesterday, that, when there are some conflicts, you would rather bear the burden rather than,
Yeah,
create the conflict or continue the conflict. And
right,
the root could be what you shared today, actually.
right,
That because you don't want to reach that stage where there is this kind of a conflict, you would rather do whatever
right,
it takes from your side. And that's your survival story. That
right,
in order to survive as a child, you thought that whenever there is a conflict, let me do more than my part of it so that I stay safe. I don't have to feel those emotions again. The fear. I don't have to feel that the family is, there's no control. The people are going apart. So you could use your inquiry, direct your inquiry in that way. Thank you for sharing. Your stories are real and true. And when you all go into that simple small crack which you have noticed and shared, two things are happening. Others are listening, they are becoming aware of their own cracks. And for you, as you open it a little, the light starts shining in. And that light, the reason the story came up for sharing is so that the light shines in. So, Irene, also, the light needs to reach your brother in law, your other in laws from the husband's side. That's the reason why the story came up and the light has begun going there in those places. So, you can, if you want to improve it, whenever you have finished your prayers, imagine the flame of the Holy Spirit on top of your head. So imagine a big light, ball of light on top of your head. And the light enters you, enters your heart, enters your shoulders, as we did yesterday. Send that light. Send that light to the others, especially to the people who have treated you with violence, who have sought to harm you, who have denied you your rights, and who have denied you your rights with violence. Our focus today is violence. So it need not necessarily be violence with regard to money. But somewhere, if you check around carefully, money will be one of the factors. So if anyone else wants to at least say, yes, I have my story of violence, but I don't feel like sharing, you can do that too.
Yeah, Linda, yesterday when I mentioned this to you, the story that came to me was the violence that happened during the riots. And we were hearing stories about how these shops were being looted. People were
Yeah.
just going from the neighboring slums and all. Uh,
Hmm.
any shop was, they were just going, breaking into those shops and stealing stuff. And I don't know, somehow I just remembered, this just came to my mind because I remember standing at the bus stop, waiting for the school bus, and people coming and saying, "Why are you sending your daughter to school?" They were telling daddy not to send me to school. And these stories, apart from the fact that at home also we were hearing these stories, and I don't know, for some reason it is just popped up yesterday, which reminded me, that the extreme to which people can go
Yeah.
to get that money. And this was one story. And then when I was working in shelter, uh, one of our kids was, wrongly accused of pickpocketing. And the police picked him up and took him to the local police station. And they harassed him.
Yeah.
I have not seen anyone being beaten up so badly for something that he had not done.
Yeah.
And I was standing there, helpless. I mean, I can't even say anything, and I'm seeing him crying. I'm seeing him, saying कि सर मैंने नहीं किया, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया. उसने एक गलती किया. He went to the station without his wallet and pass to have a chai. That was his mistake. But someone else accused him, and he got beaten up so badly for it that it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I remember the father told me to take a leave the next day because of that incident.
Yeah.
It was that horrifying, that beating up and all. He said, you just take a break the next day. We managed to get him out of the situation, but yes, the
Impact would have
yeah,
happened
and
on
this
you also and on him
yeah,
and whoever else witnessed it.
and this pocket marka thing, I mean, people will come and beat up this person. They don't know whether the story is real, wrong, or anything. But there is a lot of anger that people are having inside them that they just want to lash out. ये
Yeah.
मौका मिला तो मारना, मारो, चलो, मार लेते.
Yeah.
Yeah.
या पॉकेट मार को अगर कोई पकड़ा गया, even like maybe they did it or they didn't do it, but because someone or the other has had their pockets picked, and so there is this unresolved anger sitting in them that someone picked my pocket and I couldn't do anything about it. तो किसी और का मिल गया हाथ साफ कर लेने को. Yeah. Thank you, Savya, for that very intense story you shared. So Gladys and Dr. Ronak, if you have something to share, you could do that. Else we go into the meditation. So let's enter our meditation space. Just let me adjust the recording, okay? So as we draw our attention to these stories of violence with regard to money, we are going to enter into our meditation with this backdrop. Adjust your posture. Allow yourself to become comfortable. Give yourself permission to relax. It's very interesting how when you actually use the words, I give my body permission to relax, I allow myself to relax, the body then relaxes deeper. So be at ease and yet alert. The sitting posture makes the inner state possible. So when you sit upright, You're allowing for yourself to be alert at the same time. Now you can scan your body. Just observe, after your permission to relax, which part of your body is eager to let go. Which part of your body wants to relax. So there's a blend now of awake and relaxed. Notice that. Though you're awake, you're also relaxed. Focus on your breath now. Lengthen your in-breath. Deepen it. Slow down your out-breath. Take a full breath in and a slow breath out. Do it one more time. Slowly inward, slowly outward. Now you can drop into your natural rhythm. So feel and collect all the sensations and draw them to your heart. Collect these sensations of relaxation and bring them to your heart. We are going to do a powerful reflection here. Throwing a few questions to our heart. When it comes to a violent struggle with words, with physical violence, emotional war, where people have played with us, have misappropriated what is ours. That's property, money, life. Ask yourself this question. What is it that I want here? What do I aspire to? What does my heart long for? What matters? Perhaps it's a simple answer here. You need to relax. Or perhaps you need to come to a realization about who you are. Explore this. What matters to you? Do you want to continue the violence? Or do you want to give a new light, a new story. You want to bring in some new dimension to your relationship with money, to your consciousness of money. So that the block which is sitting there in you, which is limiting you, which is denying you access to what is truly yours, so that the block disintegrates. Just breathe in the stillness. We can deepen presence. We can awaken to the divine presence through the body. We can awaken inside out. Let's begin with the eyes. Just imagine your eyes are orbs of water floating, simply floating. And the outside corners are lifted up just a little. And can you imagine the curve of a smile just beginning to spread from your mouth? Corners of your eyes are lifted up in this smile. There's a sense of softness. The brow is feeling smooth, undisturbed. Observe where the sensations of aliveness are in your eyes. So many different points of sensation. Become aware. Sense your mouth. And a slight smile outside on your lips. Give your lips permission to curve upward in a smile, a slight smile. Inside of your mouth, the smile has already begun. Let your tongue relax and fill up the space of the lower jaw. See if you can allow the tongue to relax up to the base of it, till the root. Feel the sensations on your tongue. The gum, the teeth, Allow these beautiful sensations of relaxation to flow down into your body, past your throat, your neck and shoulders, maybe it was your chest region or your heart beating faster when you got agitated. Maybe your hands and feet felt nervous. Send the relaxation to these parts. You are sending the message that it is now safe. You can whisper the message to these body parts. It is safe. You are safe. I will protect you. If you have a particular body part which you know connects to the stress of violin, you could take up a dialogue with it. Maybe that part is in your gut region. Ask that part, what matters? What are you trying to tell me? And listen. Listen for the unique voice of your own body speaking to you. Listen because your body is wise. Generations and generations of wisdom is stored in your body. All you need to do is tap into it. Talk to your body. I'm sensing here a lot of stress being stored in the gut region for this group. So here is where most of you may want to focus on, simply listening. Waiting for the answer, what matters. Take a deep breath in. Become aware of your body, of the seat on which you are seated, the ground beneath your feet, the support that your seat is giving your body. You can just rub your fingers with the palms of your hand, rub them, and bring your palms to your eyes.